Connor, Coach just said earlier that they're going into the spring with an MVP quarterback. Can you just talk about the difference from a year ago, with the whole quarterback battle and now where you're at as a player now?
Last year I was, pretty much my main focus was just trying to win out the job. And now that I'm the quarterback, I've established myself as a good player on the team and as a leader. So I can exert myself as more of a leader on the offensive side and then just as, not just on the offense, but as a leader for the whole team as well.
I saw that you went and worked out again with
George Whitfield.
George, thank you. Yeah. Sorry. How's that? Is it an ongoing sort of process with him, and how has that sort of helped you through everything?
Yeah, I saw him over the summer having some things I needed to work on. Heading out there, I needed to hold the ball up a little higher. My release was a little slow, and I wanted to work on my footwork. But I wanted to go out again this year right before spring ball, not really having so much things I need to work on to get better at, but more of just to go out there and get a week's worth of work before we start spring ball. So I really wanted to go out there, brush up on some skills, fine tune some things, just so I can come into spring ball and just kind of pick up where we left off out in Pasadena.
Connor, you mentioned becoming in this spring as one of the leaders. As one of the leaders, what do you do and what do you have to say? Is there anything different from last year in terms of consistency and keeping what you guys succeeded to do down the stretch and getting the Rose Bowl? And what do you have to do differently in terms of what you say to the team? How do you lead differently?
I've never been the kind of guy to be a rah-rah, leader. I've always kind of, let my playing do the speaking sort of in that kind of manner. But it comes with the territory, it comes with the position. As a quarterback, you got to be a leader vocally and on the field. But really, I think we really don't need to change much as an offense. Really, I think we just need to continue to execute and just continue to look back at last year and just kind of, see why we were so successful. Look at the tape, do whatever, while we're practicing for spring. But really, we know what we have. We've established an identity. And I think if we just continue to do what we've been doing since last year, if we pick up right where we left off, sky's the limit for us as an offense.
Connor, how much of an advantage is it? Now that you appear settled as a starting quarterback, your receiving core, as far as the off-season workouts and the things that are going to transpire, proving the timing and whatnot, can you just talk about that moving forward?
Yeah, I like the position we're in right now. Just because we've established our identity, we know what we have. We know, we've proved to everyone what we can do on offense. And that's exciting as a quarterback, especially, only losing one wide receiver and then two offensive linemen, guys that can step up and fill right in. But really, it's just exciting because, we just want to get at least 3% better every single day, continue to work on, things that we need to work on to get better. But really, I'm excited for what the future holds for us as an offense because, you look at it, some of our receivers are young that played last year. And guys are experienced down the line. So really, sky's the limit for us as an offense, and it's very exciting.
Connor, adding to that, you mentioned how things are different for you this offseason, not just for you in terms of being a proven player, but the receivers. When you took the field this winter for optional workouts, how different was it knowing that you'd hooked up with these guys for winning touchdown and Rose Bowls, and how different are they now this winter?
I think it's really just a whole confidence level. Guys have proven themselves, like McGarrett Kings, Aaron Burbridge, Tony Lippett, other receivers, have really proven themselves. And it's just, it's a whole confidence thing. Same thing with me. I went out there, this year and played well. And, we won as a team, we won the Rose Bowl. And that just, boosts the heck out of your confidence, especially heading into this year. But, it is a little different just because, the success that we have, and Coach G always mentions, how do you handle success? And I think we've done a great job of handling success. We did a great job handling it this whole year. And we got to continue to do that, as we go into this next year. But really, I don't think we need to look too far ahead. As long as we just continue to take it one game at a time, focus on 1 week at a time, and I think we can do really good things.
Have there been any other differences maybe that you've seen in this off-season and winter conditioning as compared to the years prior in going into spring ball than things that maybe you have already mentioned?
I would really just say the main difference is just how hard the coaches are pushing us. I think this is the hardest offseason program that I've been around since I've been here, and this is my third year. So, having the year that we had and the success that we had, I think the coaches did a great job of, not letting us, look back and, relish that stuff. And really, ever since, we had 2 weeks off after the season, ever since then, we kind of put the game behind us and have really just focused on this year, focusing on this spring and this next 2014 season. But really the main difference, I would say, was just how hard the coaches pushed us, because they pushed us so hard, trying to break us every single workout.
Connor, two-part. First of all, because you work with George, are you able to maybe talk to some other quarterbacks that have been in your position about handling, and if you have, can you maybe tell us maybe what they've told? And then second of all, with you spending your spring break out there trying to get better, are you able to use that as a leader now to ask your guys and hold them accountable? What are they doing outside of the fourth quarter to get better?
When I was out there, I met Brock Jensen, a really good quarterback for North Dakota State. Talked with him for a little bit, just small talk. And then Logan Thomas, who also played at Virginia Tech, who's entering the draft this year, was out there. But really didn't talk much about them, in the positions that they were in. Really just kind of small talk, getting to know them, working out with them, stuff like that. And then what was the second question that you asked?
Because, you spent your spring break out in California. Does it allow you as a leader to maybe push some other guys and ask them, hey, what are you doing? Are you following my example? That kind of stuff, stepping into that leadership role.
Yeah, I think I have a pretty good relationship with all the guys in the team. And if I feel like someone isn't working that hard, I'm not afraid to say to them, hey, what are you doing? Why aren't you working hard? Trying to push them and stuff like that. But really, I think the guys that we have on this team are hard workers. I feel like there aren't any slackers on this team. If anything, the Rose Bowl made us more hungry. I think after the season ended, the week we got back, guys were out there throwing. Guys were, we had the whole defensive back crew out there. We had the linebackers, defensive linemen, offensive linemen were doing their drills, receivers, quarterbacks, running backs. We were all out there working out, trying to get better. So really, I don't think we have too many slackers on this team, but I think a lot of the guys are very hungry.
And on signing day, Matt Sokol talked about wanting to get to catching passes with you. Have you had a chance to work with him yet? And maybe what are your initial observations? Obviously no pads, but just initial observations. Yeah,
I threw to him a couple times. He's just, he played quarterback in high school. And for playing quarterback, he's a very athletic kid. Can come in and out of his breaks really fast. Has good hands, can high point the ball, and just, seems like a good kid that would that fits in here at Michigan State.
You could tell us about some of the young receivers we haven't been able to see much.
Some of the younger guys, I know there's Trey Kilgore, who really he got hurt in camp. He was on the scout team all year, but I think, Trey's a pretty good receiver. Other young guys that could step up, well, really not young guys, but guys that really haven't had a shot. I feel like John Jakubik's a really good kid, works hard, super hard worker. Does whatever the coaches ask, and is just, I feel like if he gets a shot, he could do something with it. You have Matt Maxud, who's also, another very hard worker, who's also younger. Very athletic, did a great job on scout team, and when he had his opportunity to come up and work with the twos, he did a fantastic job. And then other younger guys, like you got McGarrett Kings that you guys all know about, and Aaron Burbridge. But I feel like down the line, just not just the younger guys, but as an entire unit, the receiving corps is very, very talented, and I'm a very fortunate quarterback to have them as my receivers. I'm looking forward to it.